Hi! Happy Friday! Hi, Bodega Sisters. I'm really excited about this month, February, because it's the month of love. And I absolutely love. And it's also Black History Month. And for me, those two are deeply connected. Love is part of Black history. Love is part of survival. Love is part of creation. Love is part of who we are. So this reflection I'm going to dive myself into came to me in the most unexpected place. On Wednesday, I was at my GYN appointment. Sorry, TMI. And on the wall, there was this large detailed image of the female reproductive system. It showed every organ, every layer, every cycle, every process. And as I sat there looking at it, something really landed in my spirit. We talk about love so often, like we talk about romantic love, partner love, surface love. But love begins much earlier than that. Love begins at creation. Before we ever speak, before we ever walk, before we ever know who we are. The process of creating a human life from conception to cellular division to embryo to fetus to being carried for 9 months. Wow, if you really think about it, is one of the most complex, intentional, and miraculous processes in existence. It requires nourishment. It requires protection. It requires timing. It requires care and love. Scientifically, biologically, and energetically, nothing about our existence, if you really think about it, is random. Every child is formed through layers of intention. Even when the circumstances are imperfect, even when the story is complicated. And when we truly understand how much goes into creating a human being, we begin to value our lives differently. We begin to appreciate our existence more deeply. And I think this is why learning the process matters. Because when we are informed, when we take the time to understand how things are formed, how bodies are created, how history is shaped, how people come into existence, it adds such a deeper level of appreciation to our present. Knowing our biological beginnings, knowing our historical roots, knowing the process behind our creation and our survival, information creates awareness. And awareness deepens love. When we understand how much goes into something, we stop taking it for granted. We treat it with more care, with more respect, with more intention. And that knowledge doesn't stop with us. We pass it forward. We share it. We teach it. Because knowledge is power. And power, when rooted in understanding and care, is love. Knowing where we come from, not just culturally, historically, or ancestrally, but biologically, changes how we see ourselves. It reminds us that we're not here on this beautiful planet by chance, that our lives are not meant to be taken for granted, that our presence holds so much meaning, that we are all freaking miracles. And that realization brings us back to love. Love for ourselves, love for our bodies, love for our lineage, love for the people who came before us, love for the ancestors who made our existence possible and paved the way for us. This is why Black history is inseparable from love. Because to exist, to endure, to create, to continue in systems that try to erase us and are still trying, has always required and requires and still requires deep-rooted knowledge and love. Love for life, love for future generations, love strong enough to carry us forward. And when we understand the miracle of our creation, we begin to move through the world with so much more care, more respect, more honor for ourselves and for others. We begin to recognize and live by the kind of love that grounds us. The kind of love that reminds us who we are and who fought for us. Your informed self speaks to you and gently says, "You matter. You are goddamn special. You were chosen. You are a miracle. We are all freaking miracles. We really are. We are all miracles, created with love and so much intention. Mwah. So don't ever take yourself for granted. And love, because love is beautiful. With so much cariño, Bodega Sisters. Mwah. And before I go, if this reflection resonated with you, hey, feel free to stay connected. Join the Bodega Sisters tribe. Follow, click, subscribe, and share the space with someone you love. Again, with so much love, with cariño, Bodega Sisters. Mwah! Happy February.